Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hello, we are back. We missed a week. We've been busy, but we're here. You guys missed us. We know it. We're here.
Some of us have to work for a living. You know, as my uncle liked to say, whenever I like to take a day off, is like, I guess it's okay, but you know, some of us have to work for a living. So I don't
know. I do have to work for a living. We're sneaking this episode in when you guys hear it. Drew had just got back from Hawaii, which we're going to talk about. This week I'm working every single Reds game this homestand plus 3 other DJ gigs this week on top of that, and it can be a lot. It can be a lot.
No, it's a good thing. We're happy about it. And I did get to go to Hawaii, and it was for work, but every now and then when you get to go to a cool place, you got to go, let me extend this trip and not just, you know, completely blow my mind out with just travel. So, no, Hawaii, I went to Kauai. I was asked to come out and DJ a wedding, and it was dope. But I have never been to the island. And have you been there? I think I asked you this, but I forgot.
No, I haven't been to Hawaii.
Oh, you've never been to Hawaii? Jeez. Magical place. It's a magical place. Let me just tell you, that is it's way too fucking expensive. Let me just start off with that. It's, you know, I've been to Hawaii a million times. I love it every single time. But then I always think, could I have just gone to an all expenses thing at Cabo? You know, and I got the same vibe, probably, but it is magical. And the Kauai is where they filmed Jurassic Park. So it's a jungle. And, you know, for an island, you're driving around, there's only one road. And you're driving around, it's a trip because, you know, you drive right by the beach, but then to the left is basically this gnarly, you know, Jurassic Park jungle. Like, it's crazy mountains and, you know, just vegetation everywhere. And it's just so dope. So I got brought out to bring the wedding. I got there on Friday, went to go pick up the gear on the other side of the island. Like I said, it's one road. So something that's technically like 20 minutes takes like an hour, you know, to get to either side. So I had to get the gear on one side, drive back the next day and do the wedding. And the wedding was on a plantation, which sounds cool, except for the fact that means everything is far away. Like, so, you know, I was driving to ceremony and, so like doing the setup, just driving around in between all the different spots, which it turned into like a 12 to 14 hour day. So much fucking work. But, the wedding was dope. The ceremony started. They brought all the guests in on this train. It's like they have a full train that goes around the plantation.
That's nuts.
And it's where they used to have a bunch of luau's and everything. So it's big, but they brought all the guests in on a train, and the groom came in on a dirt bike. It was pretty tight, dude. If I like for the thing, I've never seen that, but it was pretty tight. And they're all locals. Not like I think they're from the mainland, but like they've like lived here now for 10 years or they came to school. I'm not sure, but,
what do you have to do to where you can afford an entire plantation in Hawaii?
You're not in Kauai. Like Zuck owns a piece of land out there, and it's a giant stretch, you know. He owns a lot over there, but yeah, there's like 4 setups. So then I had another setup at dinner. We had a little cocktail area where we did a photo booth, which I flew with. And then also the cocktail was outside as well with a live musician, and I DJ'd out there. So it's a big setup, and, you know, killed the wedding. And, you know, the coordinator came up in the middle part. This is where I'm jealous of all you people that, you know, all you DJs that basically run your area. I don't know how nice you have it, but I'm out there DJing. The coordinator comes out and she's like, "Where are you from? Like, we've never heard you before." And all the staff's like going crazy inside. I said, "I'm from California," and they said, "No way, you came out just for this?" So this is what I do for a living, and they've only heard the 3 DJs that live on the island. That's it. That's all the competition. You have to book those people unless you bring someone out, And so I just get jealous. I wish I could just be the 3 DJs and just be the guy out there and just print paper. But some of us have to work for a living.
I'm telling you, I know it's not Hawaii, but let's buy a small place in Key West and let's fucking tear it up down there.
I think we might have to, actually, dude. I just put a little storage unit out there because they were like, "Would you come back?" And I'm like, I mean, we're talking like I could live here for a season, live here for 3 months, get an Airbnb and just fucking crush weddings. And just, so I might be a vagabond here in a couple of years, just bouncing from Key West to Hawaii to whatever. I'm taking over your small little areas, DJ. So put in the comments your small area where you're the only DJ. I'm coming for you.
He's going to advertise via urinal cakes, and they're going to see your face on a urinal cake, and they're going to be like, "God damn it, my career is over. Drew Pierce is here in my city."
I'm taking over all the small little cities. Here we go. But no, it was dope. And then so I extended and got lost in the jungle and on the beach, and it was pretty magical and feeling very rejuvenated. When you actually get a vacation that's not, we travel a lot for work, right? But it's always like doing too much, and just to completely do jack was amazing. Just got a bunch of cool pictures and stuff. So anyways, it was cool. I'll tell you the 2 things I did on it was on the flight, I actually watched all the Ocean's movies with Pitt and Clooney.
Oh man, I love those movies.
So good, dude. And I have decided I'm now going to be wearing suits at every moment of my life because I'm like, how tight are these motherfuckers just wearing like this suit everywhere they go?
Never goes out of style. Wearing a suit does not go out of style.
Yeah. You got to ditch the hoodie for a suit. So you guys see me sporting a suit, then you know what happened. I pitted up. I'm pitted.
I'm not gonna lie. If I see you sporting a suit, I will know hell has frozen over, and it was a good life.
I'm pitted. That's what I kept saying after I come back. I'm like, I'm coming home and I'm getting pitted. I'm getting ripped, and I'm wearing a suit everywhere I go. So I did that. But then on the flight home, holy fuck, dude! I don't know that I've ever witnessed this, but there was this baby, like 3 rows behind us, screaming bloody murder for 4 straight hours.
Oh God!
I had my AirPods on, noise canceling. Usually it's not an issue, but oh my God, I was dying. And someone finally spoke up and started yelling at the mom. And it's like, give him a sucker, do anything, right? Because it's the middle of the night. We're all trying to sleep. And the mom, I mean, I guess this is a great comeback for all the people with kids, but she's like, "I paid for this ticket. Fuck you. Fly private if you hate it." And I was like, wow, that's aggressive. I feel like you're kind of neglecting it. Actually, to rewind, it wasn't a baby. The kid was 3. So I feel like you could have done something. I have kids, and I know sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but I feel like something could have been done.
Yeah, opened the door and threw him out. That's what you could have done.
We were all close to doing that. Trust me, we were all right there.
Don't cancel me for saying that. Internet, Jesus. I made a little urinal cake reference to one of my favorite movies, which is I Love You Man. And who's in I Love You Man is J.K. Simmons. And I got to meet J.K. Simmons for all you peeps right here. There he is. He's the dad in I Love You Man. Yeah. And my favorite is when they're all sitting at the dinner table with Paul Rudd in that movie. And they're discussing that Paul Rudd doesn't have any friends. And J.K. Simmons is like, "I've got friends." And he's like, "Really, Dad? Who who's your friends? And he's like, well, Hank Mardukas has been my friend since like, like 5th grade. And then he was like, okay, Dad, who's your other friend? And he's like, your brother Robbie. And they like Andy Samberg daps him up. I love that movie so much, but he's in everything, like so many movies. I think he's like in like 240 something credited films. Which
okay, can I say it's a little sad to me that you said J.K. Simmons and I was like, oh, like I have no idea who it was. And then you said the picture and I was like, oh, of course, obviously.
Right.
I just, for whatever reason, didn't place the name.
Right. So he loves baseball, and every year recently he's also 70 years old, which
Wild.
is I wouldn't have guessed him at 70. And he goes around and he hits all the baseball stadiums, and he was in Cincy for 2 games earlier this week. And
does he have a team that he loves, or is it just fuck it? Like, when I'm available, I'm gonna go.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to. I didn't get to chat him up really, and everybody was kind of chatting him up, and I just was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm just gonna ask her the picture and be like, love your movies, thanks.
Yeah.
But he stayed for 2 games, which is cool, and they asked him if he wanted to come see the control room, which you and Kevin have gotten to see. So he said yeah and came up before we got into pregame. So that was pretty cool, and he hung out probably for like 20 or 30 minutes talking with everybody, which is cool. He was also with a friend of his, which this is super random. A friend of his who is the voice of Patrick Star from SpongeBob, which is so random.
Random.
Yeah. They told us that and I didn't know. And then the other person that was at the game Monday was Jesse Eisenberg, the guy who plays Zuck in The Social Network and Zombie.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's got the new Magic movie coming out. But he does something with like a Holocaust like memorial like nonprofit, and he was in town for an event, and then he threw out a first pitch, and they did like a like a ceremony thing, like check presentation to his nonprofit or whatever, which was cool.
Yeah.
So we get celebs here in Cincy too.
Eisenberg's. I'm a fan. And see, there's a name that I recognize instantly. So
yeah.
But Simmons was in that Whiplash movie, which he's just so good in.
Yeah.
Did he get an Oscar for that?
I think he was nominated for one, or he might have won Best Supporting Actor. I think for that, possibly. If you haven't seen Whiplash, I believe it's on Netflix, and it's great. I've never like wanted to hate somebody as a character more than I hated him in that movie, because it was like he was so good and so believable as like the asshole teacher, and it was, man, great movie. And I love him, and I love you, man. He's just funny, and like he's very versatile in his movies, so pretty cool.
I'll have to rewatch that one. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I love you, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's a good one. I feel like it wasn't that big when it came out either, but it's Paul Rudd, so it's like, how can you hate it?
Yeah. I got a rant for us. Yeah, you got a little video?
Yeah, I do. And before I get into this video, you know what I want to tell you guys? If you haven't signed up for direct music service yet, you can get 30% off your first month of activation. Also, we have the Patreon page now. It's $9.99 a month. Coffee at Starbucks is like $7.99 now. So, you might as well support us too. We're doing more stuff with it. We're giving out edits that you can't find on DMS. We're giving out some personal edits. We're giving out edits that we talk about on the show, which we might talk about some music today too. So you'll have to look for those. So if you haven't signed up for the Patreon, there is a link in the description on the YouTube channel. If you go to our Instagram bio, there's a link for that too.
Or $9.99. Drew and Fuse Show.
Yeah, search Drew and Fuse Show on Patreon. You can find it. We're going to be doing some more live podcasts. We've already we've used some of the money to buy plane tickets to each other, so we can do more live podcasting. And just honestly, we have to feel more inspired, because when we feel inspired, more stuff gets done. And when more stuff's getting done, we can share more stuff as well.
Yeah.
And our time together is always fun, and we enjoy it. And I feel like it's always a good reset for me to hear other DJs, because I don't get the chance to. I'm always working when I'm home, and same for you. I know you're working a lot, and I know you guys go see all the bungalow DJs together, but it's always nice when I'm out there to get to bounce around and all that too. So that's that. And now I will play this video, and we can start the rant.
Hey, Drew and Fuse. Peter Griffin calling in. I want to hear what really grinds DJ's gears. You know, besides from Bad Bunny requests from a phone, or DJs stealing custom mashups of YMCA and Macarena and using it on their own TikToks. Hey, this week's guest, what grinds your gears?
Well, I'm this week's guest, and I'm going to tell you about my grinded gears. What Fuse is saying is we get to meet a lot of DJs, big popular DJs, young up-and-coming DJs, all the above, and I love meeting everybody. But this comes in my rant. Sometimes somebody will add me on the Instagram, and I will click on who it is, and I'm going to look for who it is. But if all I see is flyers and videos of couples, and I have to scroll, 3 or 4 swipes to find one picture of you, then there's a problem. My problem is I don't know who the fuck you are. I can't remember people's names. I don't remember anybody's name. So my rant, my suggestion, my call out is clean up your Instagram feed. I know everyone's pushing reels and pushing stories and pushing the things and the other things in the other place, but your feed is kind of at this stage, right, is your website. A lot of people don't even have websites, and it's the first place people go check. So I feel that you should at least have pinned 3 things about you, right? One of you being dope, maybe one of you at a show, maybe one just picture of you, and then the rest can be your stuff. But yeah, we got to have a picture of you. This even goes to photographers or coordinators. When I go, I'm going to be out of town and I don't know who the coordinator is. And I go on their Instagram to see who they are. And it's like, I can't even find one fucking picture of you. It's just not good. This is your calling card. Be better about it. And I did see something stating, I haven't tried this. I haven't even looked up if it's possible, but I saw something that said Instagram changed to where you can rearrange your feed now. So go look that up. If you have an old picture and you want to move it up to the top, you could move everything around and fix all that. But yes, be better.
I agree. It's hard to, I don't know what people look like sometimes if their profile picture isn't a picture. If you're a corporate company like Jolly Plumber or whatever, that's one thing to have your logo. But like when the business is you got to have a picture of yourself, I think. And, at least let people know, put a face to the name, or have it one picture of you pinned so people know like what you look like at the top. And, I agree with Drew in the sense of like, maybe like if you're a wedding DJ, maybe you have like a reel that's like a really dope wedding that you did that's pinned. And then, maybe one pin of you, personal picture DJing, and then a pin like maybe you have a flyer that you did a big event or something, you could pin that. But like the whole page being flyers, I mean, it needs to be a little more than that, I think.
Yeah, you can move them. I don't know how you're going to move them. And I personally think, keep like a handful of them. If they're all flyers, then you're just not posting enough too. I mean, we're not social media experts. We're not going to go in on this, but if it's just flyers, then you're just not posting enough, and you need to step up that content. So there's that. I'll say one other thing is something I've done is, Fuse is talking about having a profile picture. I've gone to the extent of I have one picture that I love, and it's kind of my branding picture. And so that's on my Instagram, it's the same picture that's on my Facebook. It's the same picture that's on my website. So anyone that's looking for me, it's pretty, you could tell pretty fast if it's me or not. So, it's just an idea. One picture, if you're going to use a picture and you wanted to use a logo, it's just an idea to be a way of branding yourself to people to know who you are, So there's my rant. It's more of a suggestion.
I just think, DJs want more, always wanting more. And, if you truly want more, you have to do more. And that's put in more work on your social media. It's put in more work on music. That's put in more work, editing music. If you want to truly get better at DJing, we say this all the time. Like when we're all playing other people's music, the way that really makes you stand out is editing other people's music so it fits the style that you play. And the Instagram is the biggest social media app in my opinion. It's your
calling card.
Yeah. And I think that you need to put a little time into making sure that it looks how you want to look, how you want to be perceived. And don't not use it as a tool. It's a tool. It's free to, not many things in this world are free anymore. And it's free. So use it.
This advice, I will say, is not to say that we know what we're talking about to get you viral, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about the most basic, dumb, way more down, and actually just curate it a little bit to where it looks like a website, looks like a calling card, looks like something so it's presentable, that if you do go viral and you listen to other people that know what they're talking about, when they go see your page, they can see, oh, familiar, they know who it is, they're going to work with you, they can see who you are. Don't just have pictures of couples and flyers.
Correct. And the thing, it kind of segue into what we're next going to talk about is I use and DrewAndFuseShow uses a solo.to link. It's basically a one link, and we have that in our bio. And for me, I know it helps. Drew, I know it helps you. It's a way to have everything connected into one spot. So if you click that link in the bio, you can go to my Mixcloud page. If you're not on Fit Radio and you want to go to Fit Radio, it'll take you to Fit Radio. It'll take you to my personal website. It'll take you to the Drew and Fuse Show if you're a DJ. It'll take you to DMS if you want to find edits. It has all the things that are important to me as a DJ in one spot. So with that being said, let's talk about this next thing we want to bring up too.
Yeah, the next segment, which we don't have a video for, but I gotta if I did one, then here we go. If not, then you're out of luck. The next thing I want to talk about goes in with this, and it's an EPK. And we recently booked a friend of ours on a show, and they were lagging on sending their EPK in, and I got a call from the booker, and they were like, "Yo, could you nudge so and so about doing their EPK or setting their EPK in?" And when I did that, the so and so said, "Oh, well, I'm still waiting for it to get made, and the thing in the place, and the other thing in the other place." And that's just a bad excuse. So we're going to give you the basic starting point of an EPK, and you should do this after you listen to this episode. It's such a brainless thing, and everybody needs to do it. So here's the EPK continued rant, or no, the EPK idea. Okay, so
EPK
I did a little
idea.
bit of EPK idea. I did a little bit of research on this, and we're going to start off with, you got to get some kind of cloud storage, whether it's iCloud, Google Drive, Dropbox. I use Dropbox and Fuse use Dropbox. We're just recommending don't use like a WeTransfer where the link dies.
Right.
And so when you do this, there's multiple things you could do once you fill it all in, but you have the parent folder. You copy that link and you could go to like a Google shortener where it's like Google.Drew's press kit, or you could put the link in the solo to where it's easy for people to get to. Just any way you can find a way to get to it, right? You can put it on your website as like, fusemania.com/press kit, and then you just send that link. Whatever you got to do. So still you get the parent folder, you get the Dropbox folder, and then inside of this, we're going to do a couple different folders, but we're going to start it off with a one sheet. The one sheet shouldn't be in a folder. It should just be by itself because it should just be nothing double click inside of. It's just one sheet. And the one sheet is basically a quick little glance over of you. So this is, a picture like that generic picture that I talked about that I use on all my branding stuff. So a picture, and then you need a bio, all your social links. You have a couple different pictures. I would think,
right.
Places that you play, clubs that you play, maybe a couple different weddings, maybe corporate parties that you DJ'd. It's a one sheet. It's just a bunch of ideas. And the easiest way to go and do this is through Canva. And they have a template thing called Media Kit. You go on there and just find the one you like. Just replace a couple things, drop a couple pictures. It should not take you this long. If you want to do a more professional one, go on Fiverr or wherever you got to go. But yes, this is something you got to do, and you can do it super quick. Anything to add to that?
No, and I agree that Canva is such a great tool. Like if you're somebody who wants to make flyers or help promote yourself better, Canva is cheap. We should be sponsored by Canva right now. By the way.
It's like cheap. Squarespace.
Right.
This episode is sponsored by Canva.
Exactly. But you could go on there. There are templates for literally everything. It's so easy. You don't even need Photoshop anymore. Canva can do like all the things, and you can make your own press kit. You can make your own flyers. You can, use ChatGPT to help write your bio. You can all these things. And then if you want to link your EPK into your solo T and keep that link in the bio too. Let's say you don't have a website. You could pay $3.99 a month or whatever for the solo T, the one link page, and you can have everything linked right there. And, I just think that if you're getting local, if you're not getting the gigs that you want, there's a reason for it, because you're not putting in the work to achieve those things. And, it takes more these days. It takes so much more work as a DJ than just being a guy that can play music. Everybody can play music. You can buy a controller for $200 these days. You can stream music to the computer. You don't even have to own it. And so the skills of being a great DJ is not just those simple things. You have to level up in all ways. And, you're already helping yourself out if you're listening to this podcast. I mean, let's be honest.
So Fuse does all of our Canva stuff, so that's why he's so hyped on it right now. So he does all of our work, because I do anything else. I hate it, but you should learn how to do it, or hire somebody to do it. So there you go. There's a little tip there. Get the one sheet done. Just at least have something you can send to somebody, or have it in your thing. So the basics of that is picture, bio, social links, and a couple different pictures, or achievements.
You've done.
It's a bragging pit, right? It's your elevator pitch. Right. Then the next thing I'd recommend is a bio and a note. So that would mean I could copy, right? Because this is a PDF. And the problem that I have with the PDF is, me and Fuse used to do stuff where we would need somebody's bio, and they would send us the PDF, and I couldn't copy it. And I know it sounds silly, but it driving me through the roof. So you need the bio written on a note where I could highlight it, copy it real quick if I need to paste it somewhere else. So that's the next thing. Then we're going to start a new folder. The next folder is going to be for pictures. And this picture is going to be, like street photography, like you just hanging out, and stuff that someone could clip into a social media post. It doesn't need to be with headphones. It doesn't need to be holding a CDJ or a boombox or whatever you want to do. Just look fucking cool. Like, don't overthink it. Just look fucking cool. So somebody can market you. So just a street photography picture of you looking cool, something that people can use for social media. And then I'd also go as far as having one against a blank background that they can use on a flyer. So something that I'm not having to do a bunch of work on, just you against a blank wall. It's like he's holding a baby. We're sorry, guy. We need to.
This is gonna be our next picture.
Oh my God! Stop. All right, so you don't need the headphones. If we assume you're a DJ, right? Like, let's just do the thing. All right. So just look fucking cool. Just look fucking cool.
Some people don't know how to do that, but I'll tell you how to look cool. It's just be yourself,
or just look the other way. Look like you're looking at something. That's what I do. Because I'm a poser in real life, but not a good poser in front of the camera.
What's he say in SLC Punked? He's like, posers are people that look like punks, but are like, what's he saying, that opening like monologue?
Fashion punks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember, but I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Me neither. But there you go. You need some street level pictures. You need a picture, something you can use a flyer in front of a blank background. And then the next folder we're going to start is social, something that you can videos, right? So, people want to post a story, right? Get the right length video of maybe you DJing at a wedding, or maybe you DJing at a club, and it's you in front of the crowd. It's something that they could like clip, and they could the venue can post on their stuff of like, we're going to have this person. Maybe it's you doing your routine. Maybe it's whatever makes you. This is something that they could actually use as video. So the more we had Trentino on, and this is kind of, I've got a little bit of idea from that episode if you want to go back to that, but his press kit impressed both of us. And what he was saying is, people don't know who he is when he travels, right? Some people might, not everyone, but like he has some videos of him doing some sick routines, and then some videos of him traveling in front of a massive crowd or in Vegas or whatever. And you just need these clips. So whatever you could throw in there,
I always
showing you how dope you are.
Make this reference. Like, people assume too much that people know who they are. And like, people don't know who the fuck I am. People don't know who you are. Dude, when I'm playing at the bar, I get asked like 5 times where the bathroom is a night, which means that people have never been there before. And the bar has been there for like 10 fucking years, 12 years, I'm talking about Igby's. I get asked so many times where the bathroom is when I play there.
Right.
And it's like, see, this is what I mean, though. It's like that place has been around here for a long time. And every night I play, there still are people that have never been there. So, believe it or not, there are people that do not know who the fuck you are out there. And tell them, and be okay with telling them.
Right. And that's a bungalow. I can see it in people's eyes. They looked, and I'm like, I just point that way, and they're, oh, thank you so much. Because it's just, they've never been there. No one can find the bathroom. So
they're holding a poop in, and they're like, gotta run.
So social videos, get a bunch of these different things of you doing your, your word plays and your wikis and whatever else. But get some social videos. The next folder we're going to make is logos. Sheesh. We ask this constantly, and people are sending us like 8 different things, or fucking emails or texting. It's like, put them all in this little EPK folder that we're making. Logo folder, high resolution JPEG. High resolution JPEG. I think it needs to be like 300 DPI or higher, just something that when you scale it, it doesn't look pixelated. So you need a high resolution logo, JPEG minimum. If you have the vector or Illustrator photo, then make sure you put that in there as well, so they could change the coloring or whatever you need to do. The next folder, you can have a remix, you can have a mix. You can just put any audio stuff in there. If you're famous for,
oh my gosh,
some mashup that you've done or
Mixcloud
whatever.
Mixcloud is free for a couple. Like, you can post like a couple hours worth of music on there. I cannot tell you enough when I get booked for weddings or if people are unsure, they're like, do you have a sample? And I can just be like, yeah, go to Mixcloud. There's like tons of different stuff on there. Have a Mixcloud page. Have examples of your work. It is important. It is important.
Do you hire a photographer if you can't see any of his pictures? And you're just like, no, but I'm tight though.
yeah, like I've never seen your photos. Let me book you.
Let me book you.
And
no, but
like,
I'm dope. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I've DJ'd. I have a library full of 10,000 songs. Book me. I'm dope. Right. But you have no mixes. Do something with those 10,000 songs, make a fucking mix.
And you know,
but let me go farther and say in that bio, let's change the bio to bio and links and put your links in that little bio note that we made. Right. So that you could, yes, they're going to be on the one sheet. Just imagine people are dumb. So have it on a couple different places that you could do it. Right? Easy.
For sure. Easy.
Easy peasy.
It's all about, again, it's all about if you're wanting to get more and you don't know why you're not, these are reasons that can help you achieve higher level gigs, higher success, higher booking. Like if you're a wedding DJ and you only book 10 gigs a year and you're wanting to book 20, well, if you don't exist on social media or it's just a bunch of pictures of you and your kid playing baseball, like, and you don't appear, start a second page, post your pictures of you and your kid, post whatever you want on a person, start a business page and be serious about it. You know?
I had this same conversation with someone just recently. They were like, I'm struggling to get gigs. And I'm like, look, I'm just going to be flat out with you. I look at your profile and there's not one thing of you DJing. Why would I book you? You know?
Right.
You have 10,000 songs. Do you have an external drive with 10,000 songs? No, but I have a subscription to SoundCloud. Which, by the way, is DJs.
Dude.
I have so many people coming up to me these days, just like asking me how to, level up or do the things. And, we always push DMS, and you guys should go on DMS, directmusicservice.com, and you download MP3s, download them.
SoundCloud commented on our recent video talking about SoundCloud.
That's
they
amazing.
said it was from our last episode. It was about me ranting about how SoundCloud is back, and it said SoundCloud is so back, but I low-key never left, but I'm glad you're back. And I said, you were like that father that went out for a cigarette and never came back, but you came back later.
That's exactly what SoundCloud is. They didn't even leave, but I'll tell you, lately I have all the young DJs coming up to me and they're just using SoundCloud now for streaming. I mean, they're not even using Tidal or BeatSource or anything. They're straight SoundCloud. And that's how big this is right now. So have mixes on SoundCloud, have a remix on SoundCloud, be using SoundCloud for your shit. People are using it to find people. So it's important. And then my last thing I want to say in this EPK is a tech writer, right? What do you use to DJ? You should have your logo at the top of it. What is it?
I said whatever's there. I got shitty turntables from 2005. Cool, I'll use them.
I send my picture of me with my 2 CD babies that I'm holding. That's my promo pic. I'm like, this is what I use in my kit.
I mean, sometimes
I use this brand of headphones.
DJs, you just want to baby them.
A tech writer is important, dude. A tech writer is important. You get your tech writer. If you only know how to use a controller, put the Rev 7 down. I would recommend having at least 2 to 3. So usually I start off with my ideal setup, and then I say, if not available, what I would like to play on in order, right? Yes, I can play on everything, but I still put it in order of what I would prefer to play on before not. So have a tech writer. You don't even have, you can put pictures on it, you get crazy as you want, but like just at least have a little text file of what you play on. It's not, the shit ain't that hard. So that's a good start. And if you think of anything else, throw it in the comments. But I think that's a good start. Would you agree? You got anything to add to that?
No, just, treat it like a real business if you want it to be a real business,
Yes.
Even if you're a weekend warrior and you have a day job, like, it's okay. Still treat that side hustle like a business, of which it is, leveling up yourself will level up your business and your gigs. And
less is more. You don't have to have it crazy. Just basics. Yeah. I mean, there's some brands that I know that I trust and love, and I'll go on their website and they just have just super basics, and you got to dive deep, right? Maybe you are the shit and everyone knows, but at least just have the absolute basics so people can find you and, get to your stuff. So this EPK thing, no more excuses. Just get it done. Get her done. Right?
Get her done. Real quick too, this is off subject, but your buddy and our buddy, friend of show, Steve Dubb, has feet that he put on the bottom of his Rev 7 because the Rev 7 doesn't come with feet. And I know Jetpack sells the pucks now, and a lot of times they're sold out and you can't get them. There's these feet on Amazon that I've seen Steve post about, and I actually bought them for my Rev 7.
Oh, tight.
And there you can see they are on there. Sorry, this glare is, but you can kind of see.
I'm gonna have to buy some because I did, especially when traveling. They always, sometimes it's not on a case, and then the table's too low.
So the nice thing is,
shout out Steve Dubb.
Yeah, shout out Steve Dubb. He's always willing to talk about things that he's bought and the simplicity of his setups and all of that. The thing about those feet is they come with screws. They're not necessarily for a Rev 7, but I just bought some heavy duty Velcro and I cut it the shape of the foot and I stuck it on there, and it works great. And the nice thing about that is I have multiple cases for my Rev 7. I have a soft case. If I'm going to do the Reds gig, which that was a picture of, I don't want to take my big case if I'm setting up on a table that's high enough for the controller already. So I put it in the soft case, but then if I want to put it back in my hard case, I can just pull the Velcro off, and it can fit back in the hard case.
Yep. Or Jetpack, our other good friends also have it, so you could look into their stuff as well.
Right.
So
I want to say those feet that I bought off Amazon were only like $25. I wanted the Jetpack ones; they were just sold out, so I couldn't get them. So, and I knew I had this coming up where I wanted to have the feet on there. It just makes the controller look so much better, and I like that you can run the wires under the controller instead of around.
Right.
Which is nice.
You could also have your laptop stand in the middle and not have the controller all wobbly.
Yeah. Yeah. I put mine off to the side a lot of times anymore. But what's even nice about that is you can put it under, and bring it up to the side. So you're not reaching,
Right.
I'm still here versus here.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about it off to the side versus in the middle. It depends on how well I know the gig that I'm gonna do. So if I'm at a gig and I feel like I play that gig all the time, it's fine for it to be off the side. Or if it's just something music wise, I know the back of my hand. If I don't know, I feel like I'm looking at email more than I'm just DJing. So I almost feel like it looks worse being off to the side because I'm spending way too much time over on the side instead of in front of the deck. So I'd rather just have the laptop stand in the middle. And I also think people just are used to it now. It's really just the look,
Right, for sure. All right, what else we got for today before we sign off?
I have a ChatGPT response that we can run through real quick if you'd like, or that's really all I got. We can run through that real quick.
Let's do the ChatGPT. What's the prompt?
Okay, prompt is: I DJ at popular bars and nightclubs. The age range is 21 to 27. Give me a list of the most popular hip hop, pop, house, and sing along songs a DJ could play in a night.
Okay.
All right.
How
Again,
many songs? How many songs did it give you?
It gave me like 10 in each area of stuff that I asked for.
Okay.
So hip hop, pop, and sing-alongs. All right. So we'll do this. I'm gonna kind of just run through these real quick, and then I think I had a little moral of the story after we're done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So hip hop, we got Drake being at the top. We got Hotline Bling, which I know. Hotline Bling, One Dance, and God's Plan. I'm not playing Hotline Bling anymore, but
I've been playing it. I play the original. It's such a shock to the room because it comes in with just that little snare, like rim that
right.
And it's like you used to, and then you used to call me on my, and that's when it hits, and like the room's like, oh, but like
I think the video was pretty popular too. Maybe they could do the little Drake dance,
the Drake dance, yeah, where he's like slicing watermelons and stuff.
That's the best meme video ever. I still play One Dance, and I do a little routine with God's Plan pretty quick. But
I play all.
It's just the drop part. Everyone sings along to.
Then
next as Kendrick Lamar, Humble, which funny that they put 21 to. I put 21 to 27, and it goes with Humble.
ChatGPT. We're still a little bit away before the robots really take over our
games. And this was going to be my moral of the story, and we'll jump to it, is as we're going through this list, you got to remember, just don't be fucking generic. Like ChatGPT is generic. If you're just generic and you're using this, it's a great little tool, but you still got to know. But next is Kendrick Lamar, Humble. We're just going to run through this fairly quick. Is Travis Scott, Sicko Mode. You still playing that?
I don't play that one that much.
Cardi B, I Like It. Still play that.
Still play that.
Jack Harlow, First Class. Do not play any Jack Harlow.
I play some Jack Harlow, but he's also from Louisville, which is like an hour and a half from here. So I think it's more regional here.
Okay. Post Malone, Congratulations, and White Iverson. I play Congratulations. I might need to bring back White Iverson, but Congratulations.
Good edit. White Iverson needs a really good edit. That needs to be brought back for sure.
Yeah. In fact, right now, I have a good edit of White Iverson and Congratulations I could drop in the Patreon. Let me put that down.
Yeah, write that down. Write that down. Congratulations, White Iverson.
Yeah, the Congratulations I play goes into Thief. It just kills every time. And otherwise, it's currently we are in grad season, so we can get a lot of requests for it. So that one works. Let's see. Ooh, where did I jump to? Next is 21 Savage, A Lot with J. Cole.
Oh, I used to play that a lot, but I don't much anymore. But maybe I need to bring it back.
Bring it back. ASAP Rocky, Fucking Problems.
I play that.
Nicki Minaj, Super Bass, and Starships. Play both still.
Play both.
But I wouldn't put that in hip hop, but
no.
Sure. Tyga, Rack City, and Taste. Not playing Taste anymore. We talked about Rack City last week. Lil Uzi Vert, EXO Tour, Life.
All my friends are dead. All my friends are dead. That's for Demand. He can clip it.
I think it could be definitely brought back.
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion, Savage. Future, Mask Off, G-Eazy, No Limit, Doja Cat, Say So, and Woman.
Mask Off does not hit for me at all.
Yeah.
But G-Eazy, I could see working still because that song's got a lot of energy to it.
I still play No Limit. If I'm just looking for filler. If I'm in 85 and I'm desperate, it's just like,
Doja Cat, Woman, I play like early in the night. Like if I get to the bar and nobody's there, it's like one of the songs that I use to like build. It's just good music.
It's a great filler song. And Say So, I still like, but it's filler.
Yeah.
All right, pop anthems. Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, Bieber, Sorry, and Peaches. Not even Baby.
Peaches.
Peaches.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I was it Scooter did a mashup with
Mark Morrison.
Yeah, Return of the Mac.
Yeah,
I still like that one.
I like that one too, but
it's a good little flip.
It's filler. Peaches is filler.
Yeah, but it's a good little. If you play a residency all the time, you just want to, play Return of the Mac and then flip it up.
Georgia, I get my peaches at Kroger, the local grocery store.
Maybe if you're from Georgia, that's a massive song.
Maybe.
I have a edit for Sorry I could drop in there.
Me too. I have a sorry edit. I'm sorry. I'm not.
That's in the Patreon. Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now. Levitating. I still play Levitating. Don't Start Now's fallen off.
I play
One Kiss and Levitating.
I play Don't Start Now, the DAFS bootleg with Ain't No Mountain High Enough over top of it.
Yes, that's a great one. That's in the Patreon, so go grab that. Olivia Rodrigo, good for you. I do not play that, but I have a great edit I could put in there if you guys want it.
I don't play that either, but put your great edit in there. It's so great, I'm never going to play it, probably.
Well, actually, you definitely want it, and I'll tell you why. Is because the BPMs change on that, right? And every single person, everyone made an edit where it dips and then comes back, and it's I don't know, it always drove me crazy. So I made an edit where it's basically like I think a hook, maybe a bridge. It's short, but it's just like the thing, but it stays all of the same tempo.
She whispers like Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish is not the hook I do. It's loud, so it works. It works at a pop punk mix, and I play it pretty quick. So you guys want that edit? It's a good one. And then Katy Perry, California Girls, Teenage Dream. Yeah, good. We talked about that recently. Great. Lady Gaga, Just Dance and Poker Face. Probably pretty big again. DJ's Fallen in Love, and and this is where, to me, ChatGPT is just wrong on all their tagging, right? It's definitely a pop song. I don't disagree with that, but this is your, what you're putting in your set and what you get what I mean? You know, it's not really Rihanna, We Found Love, and Only Girl in the World. I've not played We Found Love, although there is a great DAFS Little Frankenstein in the pack. It should be in the pack. I'll put it in here if it's.
I play We Found Love still. I play it. I don't always play it, but it works. Like it works.
Only Girl in the World. I've used that now. And it's big. We Found Love's just kind of played out, and it doesn't not work. But we did the Pink Pony Club mashup, and I just would rather play that. It's a good little, it's enough to keep them interested. Yeah. So use that. Grab that Pink Pony Club DAFS We Found Love on the Patreon. Then there's Taylor Swift, the Swifties, Shake It Off and Cruel Summer. No, I'm not saying they don't work. I just don't play them.
Cruel Summer is like sleepy.
There's a good I think a zillionaire thing that I play early in the night that I like.
Let me look. Cruel Summer. Bananarama.
No, not
dude.
that.
Dude, I was DJing somewhere recently, and this lady, it might have been Igby's. She was so mad that I wouldn't play Bananarama Cruel Summer. I was like, what are you talking about right now? Like, I was laughing in my head because I don't even think I ever told you. I was laughing like literally at her because I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell Drew this. Bananarama Cruel Summer. She was like mad.
What's the it's the band Poison. What was their big hit?
Nothing But a Good Time.
Yeah, Nothing But a Good Time. And this lady kept saying, "Can you play Poison?" And the Toxic is out right now, and it's super popular. And I kept going, Poison right now. It's just, I don't know, but I'm like, I'll play it. And then she said Good Time, and I'm like, Good Time? Like, what are you talking about? I couldn't figure it out. Anyways, I played I think I played the Poison, and I wasn't going to play the other one. I'm like, yeah, keep your money. I don't want it. She goes, no, the band Poison. I finally got it through her head, and I was like, you're even higher. They're definitely not playing that shit right now at this spot. Like, get the fuck out of here. So there you go.
Burnout or Moonlight, one of the two has a good remix of that, though. I mean, like,
I'm sure, but it's just
I get it. I get it.
Time and place.
Bananarama.
TikTok, Kesha. We talked about that last week. Britney Spears, Toxic. I've been hearing on the TikTok a lot of people talking about it. So I think it's pretty back.
Right.
Got to be playing that. The Peas, I Got a Feeling. Don't play that. Pitbull, Give Me Everything Tonight, and Fireball, play both. SZA, Kill Bill, why that's in the top 40 peak hour top for a bar sing along. I'm not saying it, the girls won't sing to it. I'm just saying it's just out of place in this set. All right, now we're on to house bangers. Fisher, Losing It. Now they have David Guetta, I Got a Feeling. They already put Black Eyed Peas in it, but now they're like duping it down with Guetta.
All right.
So Guetta, I Got a Feeling, Memories in Titanium.
Which I didn't know until more recently that Guetta co-produced that song. So it all makes sense around that time. But
there was this meme that was going around back in the days when all the Guetta songs sound the same, and they're like, David Guetta is gonna produce a song, and then they're like, give him his keyboard, and it was one key. Dun, 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 right? It just made me laugh. And he had that other one, Love Is Gone, right? Yeah, it was the same. Dun, dun, dun,
Love Is Gone and I Got a Feeling are like the same. I think they're from the same like
keyword, like
preset. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure will.i.am was like, hey, can you just do that for us?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that was kind of the era. He was just kind of, doing the crossovers.
Getting paid.
Not hating. Yeah. Calvin Harris, Feel So Close. This is what I came for. I put some great edits in the Patreon for both. This is what we came for. Play hook first. People tell me that doesn't work, but you play the hook first into the drop.
Maybe
smashes.
This is what you came for.
Yeah, I did a better edit. It's good. Levels in there. Wake Me Up. I guess if you're playing a EDM set, the Wake Me Up, I know it still works. It's just so filler. But this is what I guess, I'll just run through these real quick and we'll end. But Fred Again, Delilah, Turn the Lights On Again, The Business, Joe Corey, Head in the Heart, Dom Dolla, Take It, Rhyme Dust, James.
There are much
Hype,
better
Ferrari
songs than what they're listed that came out.
Yeah, and I specifically put 21 to 27, right? So Peggy Goo Gow, it goes like no, I still love that song. But there you go. It's really just the point being is it is not just about playing just the hits and going off a ChatGPT list. It's not going to kill us yet. It's still about how you're playing it and introducing new stuff inside of it. So there you go. ChatGPT loses again. This is a loss. It's an L for ChatGPT. The last one was good, but it's kind of at this point that what was it for like 2010s pop or EDM? Mm-hmm. What was that one that we did?
It was the best EDM songs of all time. The 25 top EDM songs of all, and that was even missing stuff.
Yeah,
it didn't have a single David Guetta song in that list.
Right. So I feel like it just keeps missing, but good for us, right?
Yeah.
It's a good little reference point when you really need something, but still not going to have the hits. That's all I got. You got anything?
No, what I got is go support the Patreon page so we can do more episodes. And
you just posted something in there. What'd you post?
I just posted, so I post a lot of edits to DMS that I find on SoundCloud. There's edits I can't post to DMS because they're with a certain label that we don't talk about. Simo's really good about going from SoundCloud stuff too. This was stuff that didn't get posted. So this is like, 10 to 14 tracks somewhere in there that I found on SoundCloud. that I couldn't post on DMS. So they're in that drop. With this episode, we'll have a drop of some of the edits of the songs that we mentioned on here. So go over and support that. Sign up for DMS if you haven't yet.
DirectMusicService.com, that is. Yes.
Drew's going to be in Cincinnati July 13th through 16th, I believe. I'm going to be in California August 16th through like the 20th, whatever that next Thursday is. We're going to the SKAM Summit. We're going to go to an Reds Angels game in Anaheim. We're going to hang. If you guys are around, Drew's got gigs. We'll be at the gigs. I'll be hanging. We're going to be around. If you guys want to come hang out,
figure it out.
Yeah.
Go on the online, the onlines, right?
Yeah. Feel free to
Drew and Fuse Show page, our socials.
DM. Yeah. I mean, we're normal. We like to hang. Yeah. So that's all I got for now. Sign up for the Patreon, and we're hanging out. We're using, like I said, that money to do more, to put more into the show.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I got. We're signing off.
That's all she wrote. Peace.
See ya.